Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat. My name is Bob Lennon, President of Thermalwood Canada and host for the show. And our special guest today, let's make sure I get this right, Josias Sanchez. And we're not going to try the last name because, as I mentioned a while ago, it's a little bit more difficult. So welcome to the Northern Heat. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll lead that into why you're here and why we're talking about this.
Sure. So my name is Josias Sanchez. I'm originally from Mexico, but I've been in Canada for a little while. I came to study originally. I did a bachelor's in music performance. I'm a violinist. And I also have a couple of graduate degrees, one in violin performance and another one in conducting. So I came to Canada for studying purposes. Now I'm here working. Been fortunate to study at two wonderful institutions, and that's why.
So last time you were telling me that you were living out in Alberta. So that's where you finished your studies there, was it?
So I did my bachelor's out in Alberta in a very small Christian university in central Alberta. And then I did my master's in Manitoba, and that's where I was before I came to New Brunswick. It's Brandon, Manitoba. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about, you came to New Brunswick, you got recruited to come here, and you're part of the Sistema project. So we've been talking about Sistema quite a bit in the last few interviews that we've done. Ken McLeod's been on the show for a couple of times. We're raising money here in the Chaleur region for the Sistema program that's starting. Actually, they're recruiting the kids now. They're going to start at the beginning of October. So tell us a little bit about your coming here and where you are in the province, because it's all different satellite groups that are set up. So
yeah, of course. So I'm very fortunate to be a part of Sistema New Brunswick. I started working for Sistema New Brunswick last year, and just if you don't remember, it's a social development program for kids. We teach them about life values and achieving their full potential through music. So I teach them violin. And what we do is that in different regions of the province, we have what we call centers. And each center services an area around. In the case where I'm working at, I am working for a very special center because it's located in the Elsipogtog First Nations community, and that center only services the Elsipogtog community, right? Yeah, but we have centers all across the province, starting in Edmundston, St. John, Fredericton, Moncton, which is our largest one, but we also have in Rishibokto and in Miramichi and Elsipogtog and Tracadie as well. And now that we're going to start with Bathurst, I think I'm not forgetting any other.
Yeah, I think you've covered most of them in all of them. Yeah. So how many students would be in that center?
Right now, we have gone from having 20 students up to, I believe we are almost to 40 now.
So it's growing, and that's the plan here too. I think is that we start off with 30 to 40 students in the first year, and then it grows. And over the next 5 years, they're expecting to have about 140, 150 students involved in the program. So it's also interesting because you're coming, and we talked a little bit about that, is that we don't seem to have very much in Canada or in New Brunswick people that have your level of education to be able to do this. So there's a lot of people that are coming in from outside in different places, which is great for us because we grow the population that way, right? So why is that? Do you know?
Well, I actually would not know exactly why it's that. I know that sometimes it can be difficult for a musician to find certain types of jobs that, full-time jobs. And sometimes, us musicians, we tend to be a little bit tunnel vision in a sense where we only see one particular type of job for the career we want, and we stop considering others, but so in doing that, sometimes we kind of disregard other opportunities, right? And in my case, it was kind of like that. And the reason why I took the job is because I realized they were hiring. And even though it was not the thing that I saw myself doing, I decided to take the job, and it's been a wonderful experience. And I just, I wish that word would get out there. The reality is that it can be also a challenging job. Teaching is not the easiest thing out there. But with the proper guidance, as I have been fortunate to receive from my boss, you can be successful at it, even if you don't consider yourself to be a good teacher right now, right? But, it takes both the publicity aspect, people marketing these kind of jobs, and from our side, looking into it and being willing to take the step, that step into, well, it's not something I'm an expert at, but I can learn, and hopefully in the coming years, as the program expands, there will be more people willing to take the step this way, and we'll be able to market, what we can offer to musicians, about, as jobs open up.
Yeah, well, Ken was telling me that inside the Sistema program, there was a number of kids that had gone through the whole program that are now studying in music and hopefully decide to come back home to New Brunswick to be able to get into these jobs and grow it. Because part of the vision and the dream that Ken McLeod and his whole committee has is that to have 10,000 children involved in the program. So that's going to mean more jobs. And even today, when people look at it, oh, maybe it's just music lessons, but it's a lot more than that. You're teaching the children life skills. But in addition to that, is that for the economy, it's good because right now you are the New Brunswick Youth Orchestra and the Sistema program have the biggest payroll of professional musicians in all of Canada, and which is pretty impressive, when you think about it. So again, New Brunswick standing out first. So the last question I have for you, so you've moved to New Brunswick, and so other than the challenge of work, what have you seen so far, and what makes New Brunswick so special? Because you said you like everything that you've seen so far, but what's made it so special for you?
Well, I've never lived by the ocean, so that's one of the first things that has made it special to be within biking distance of the Atlantic coast, and it's so beautiful. Just the different landscapes in general, the fall colors. Now that we're approaching fall, it's beautiful. But yeah, in regarding the culture, I find that people are very friendly here, and I find it very interesting because there is this not only maritime pride, but I find that people are very proud of New Brunswick itself as a province, and the different cultures. And I live in a heavily Acadian population, and they're so proud of that heritage, the Acadian heritage, in many ways. Just the way they are. Their friendliness, but also their music, which is also very important to me. They're very proud of Acadian music, and it's wonderful to see that, firsthand. Yeah.
Well, again, a different answer to this question that I've asked a number of other people. So you're looking at it from a completely different angle, a different perspective, and coming from the music side. So thank you very much. And thank you very much for being here today and being part of this interview, and being able to get this story out to people and a message out to people about Sistema, because it's going to be new for our region. And so what would be your closing words of for families that are considering should they put their kids in the program or not? What would you tell them?
Oh, absolutely. If you think that your children can learn or want to learn music, bring them to the program. If you think that you want your children to develop, their social abilities, to become more confident, bring them to the program. If you want your children to learn how to be more perseverant, please bring them to the program. And in general, I want to say also thank you for all your help, spreading the word out, your personal help as well. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, in general, thank you for the help provided to our program, and we hope that this program will continue to be a positive impact to the students and the parents who are involved with it, just as it's been to us.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that, and welcome to our province, and thank you for helping the kids that you're helping out today. It's very much appreciated from everybody in the province of New Brunswick.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you, Thermalwood, and yeah, thanks. Yeah.
So there we are. Another edition of Northern Heat for this week, the place you come to listen to the stories that haven't been discovered yet.